Hey everybody, how are you? How are you? We got a couple more minutes to go. I'm going to try to share this into my other page, so if you bear with me just a second. Waiting on a few more folks to jump in. I'm so excited. I've got 2 new recipes tonight that I'm just absolutely so tickled that we get to do. I've been wanting to do them, and I just printed everything off, and I'm like, you know what, let's do this tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. So let me get in here. I haven't got my notifications yet. Let me refresh. Facebook is a little wonky. Doesn't always announce everything when it's supposed to. Can't guarantee you're gonna get your notifications. It's about a pain in the patootie, but you know, hey, it is what it is. We make do, right? Okay, so I'm gonna copy this link and I'm gonna go over here. Bear with me just a second. Are y'all excited? I know I am. That's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, let me get this in here. Oh, come on. Keyboard, play nice. There we go. And there, and then I have one more spot. All right. Change my profile here. Apparently I can only post to my business page as my business page. So that's a new thing that Pampered Chef did, even though I'm the admin. There we go. All righty. Boom, we're in there. All right. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy y'all are here. I am preheating our double burner non-stick grill. It is like awesome. Comes with a press as well. So this is perfect for burgers, for chicken, for vegetables. And we're gonna be doing some different things with it tonight. So I hope y'all are gonna hang on. If you have any questions, pop it in the chat. I am going to continue my prep, and I'll talk about some of the pieces that I'm using tonight, as well as the recipe. And if you want the recipes that we're doing tonight, message me and I will shoot them to you in an email or text, whichever you prefer. Just say which one, and I will get those out to you. Also, before we get started, I also want to talk to you a little bit about meal planning tips. And I know a lot of us get really frustrated when it comes to planning meals for the week. It's like, oh, meal planning, who wants to do that? Oh my gosh. But let me tell you what, it can save you a ton on your grocery bill. A lot less thrown out produce. You don't have to worry about the spoilage. You plan everything out. You can buy appropriately. You don't have to buy too much of one thing and not enough of another, so you have to make another trip back into the store like hubby did for me today. I'm sorry. So bless his heart, he's my runner. If I say, oh poop, or honey, he knows he's got to go to town. You know, it doesn't happen that often. It used to happen a lot, but it doesn't happen near as often because I'm a pretty good planner. So I usually do all my meal prep on Sundays, and that's just, I get all of our breakfasts and our lunches for the week, and I do some prep for the evening meal, but then I'll throw things together during the week for dinner. It may be something that I've planned, it may not, but sometimes I'll wing it and sometimes I won't. Sometimes I got plenty of stuff in there, so it's easy to throw something together very quickly, and that's where your prep and your planning comes in. So I have a few tips for meal prep planning. You're going to use the 3 P's, okay? The 3 P's, not in a pod. You would plan, purchase, and prep your ingredients. So when you think about a meal plan, you want to think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever your week time frame is going to be. If you're only going to do Monday through Friday, and then free for all on the weekend, that's entirely up to you. Do what is comfortable for you and your family. If you know you've got things going on where the kids are going here or kids are going there and you've got to work late or hubby's got to work late or so-and-so's got to work and somebody's coming over, think about that ahead of time so that you can plan accordingly. And that will help you reduce your grocery costs. Check those schedules. Make sure that you know where people have got to go and what nights you're going to be eating, what lunches you're going to need, what breakfast you're going to need. And trust me, doing breakfast ahead, like overnight oats, because you can change up the flavors so easy, or even making a large pot of oatmeal in the multi-cooker. And it takes literally minutes. And you've got some really, really tasty oatmeal with, you can put all kinds of add-ins in. You can put raisins, dates, craisins, nuts, all kinds of things to change up the flavors and make it something that your family likes. But leave room to be flexible, because you don't want to be so rigid that you can't deviate from the norm if something happens. So make sure that you give yourself some grace and some flexibility. The other thing is give yourself time. Don't try to pack all 3 Ps into one afternoon unless that's your thing. Okay, find what works for you and what's comfortable for you. It's really easy to get overwhelmed with meal prep, especially when you're doing a week-long meal prep, if you're trying to do too much at one time. So think about what you need to do and maximize your time wisely. Use theme nights. Theme nights are a great idea. Taco Tuesday, Pizza Friday, and even though those things are typically takeout, you can make those at home, controlling what goes in them, controlling what kind of ingredients you use. You can make them to suit whoever's at your table, and it's so much more cost effective than eating out. One of the guys I work with recently said that he and his wife took their 2 kids to McDonald's and they were shocked for 4 of them. And their kids are like young kids. It cost them darn near $50 to eat at McDonald's. And I'm like, holy man, I don't know how people can afford that these days. So I'm all about cooking at home. Every now and then we go out, but it's a treat, man. I like cooking at home. So also think about family favorites. Think about what your family likes, what their preferences are, and kind of work around that. You can pick some great recipes that are going to change things up and still give them the flavors that they love. Definitely make a list. I cannot stress that enough. Definitely make a shopping list so that you know, based on the recipes that you've chosen for that week and with the lunches or breakfast or whatever, make sure you get everything that you need in one time so that you don't have to run back and forth. Now, I know, we're up here, especially in the North Country, we're relegated to a few stores that we have access to, and sometimes they just don't have what we need. So you can make do, okay? Find an alternate that is gonna work for you and still give you a great result without sacrificing flavor. Have a fallback recipe. If something falls through and you can't get that item at the store, think of another recipe that you can do with common ingredients so that you don't have to back up and regroup in the middle of the grocery store. And then last but not least, take some time to prep and think about your ingredients throughout the week. If you've got onions that you need chopped for Monday, and you've got onions that you need chopped for Thursday, you can chop them all. It's okay. You can chop them all on Sunday, or you can chop them all on Monday and put some in the fridge and set them aside because you know you're going to need that for the recipe on Thursday. So think about it, think ahead of time, and it becomes so much easier the more you do it. You just got to find your routine, and once you find your routine, it's going to be a total breeze. All right, so my grill pan is hot, so I can feel it over here. So let's go ahead and get started. The first recipe I'm gonna do for you tonight is grilled chicken shawarma wrap. All right, I love shawarma. Absolutely love chicken shawarma. I always have. A friend of mine introduced it to me and I'm like, I need to make this. She described it. I'm like, I've never had it before, but I need to make this. So I found a really good recipe and I was in love. Well, now hubby and I don't eat meat or dairy, so we have to improvise. And this is so easy, and that's why I wanted to show you this tonight, because even though this calls for chicken, I'm going to use some faux chicken. Faux chicken. It is actually Gardein brand chicken strips. So it's a soy or a plant-based protein option, and you can do that. So you can change up your recipe, do what you need to do to make it right for you. If you want to use chicken, by all means use chicken. You can do beef, you can do pork. I've seen people do shrimp. So you can really change it up and do something that fits your family. So our recipe tonight is going to call for 1/4 cup of fresh parsley leaves. We've got 1/2 lemon. We're going to cut this and we're going to juice our lemon. Red pepper flakes, ground cumin, coriander, ground coriander, and 12 ounces of tenders. If you're using a large chicken, if your chicken tenders are really big, you want to cut them in half, because you want them all to be similar size so they cook evenly and they're all done at the same time, because there's nothing worse than overcooking some and having some that aren't quite cooked, because that's really gross. You don't want to do that. It also calls for 1/2 of a red onion, which I've already spiralized, as well as 1/3 of a seedless cucumber. So I used the English cucumber, and I used our veggie spiralizer, which is unfortunately no longer in the catalog. I'm sorry. But it makes great spirals. So let me get those out of the fridge. I got my onion out here. And also it's going to call for 4 pieces of naan or pita pockets. You can use whichever you want. Or you can use a burrito, wrap, a tortilla, garlic, and some plain hummus. So easy. And guess what? Another change up. I don't have plain hummus. I make my own hummus. So I have roasted red pepper hummus, and that's what we're going to use. All right. Hang on. Let me get these out of the fridge. This is so very easy. All right. So I have my yogurt. It's a plant-based yogurt, which is a cashew based. My roasted red pepper hummus. And I have our spiralized cucumbers. So get all these uncapped here. All right, so we've already got our parsley snipped, so we don't have to worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and juice our lemon. Turn that down just a tad. I'm gonna roll the lemon a little bit first, just to kind of break up. Makes it juice easier. I've also left it setting out for a little bit, so it's not super cold. So that's gonna also help release some of those juices. So we're gonna cut it in half, and we're gonna pop it right in here. And I wanna show you this. This is our citrus press. A lot of people will take this 1/2 lemon and they'll plop it in like that. It's not what you wanna do. You actually want to turn it upside down, like this, and then press. And what that's going to do is that's going to ensure that your seeds aren't going to pop out the top. And it's going to actually invert that 1/2 of a lemon. And you're going to get more of the juice out that way. And all those seeds stay right in the bottom. And that easy peasy. Got one stray seed hanging out there. All right. So there's our juice of a 1/2 a lemon. And I may have spurted some across the countertop. And we're gonna go ahead and put the lemon juice, a tablespoon of our yogurt, because we need part of the yogurt for something else. So we're gonna put our lemon juice. I'm gonna do a tablespoon of our yogurt. Okay, let me rinse that. Need that again. These measuring spoons are the bomb. I really like these. They are lightweight, but they have the measurements clearly printed right on them. I'm gonna try to get this where you can see it. It's kind of hard, but they clip together. So you don't have to worry about them jumbled up in your drawer and trying to find them, or wherever you store them, you can clip them right together. So much easier. All right, so we're also gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon each of red pepper flakes. And you can put these into taste if you want more, a little more heat. You can do that. If you want a little less, do a little less. That's fine. So it's a half teaspoon of red pepper. I'm going to do a half teaspoon of ground cumin. I love cumin, especially when it comes to Middle Eastern or Mexican food. So yummy. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir. Oh, wait, I got my spatula right here. There it is. It's hiding. I'm going to give that just a little bit of stir just to make sure that it's all mixed up. And then I'm going to take some of my faux chicken. I'm going to pop in here, and it is still frozen, so bear with me. That's okay. A little bit more. I've got 2 recipes with chicken. So we're going to toss this around and get it all yummy. There we go. So it's got everything just evenly mixed. You're going to coat your chicken pieces. Now, obviously, if you have raw chicken, you're going to want to make sure that you're very careful with handling your raw chicken. I always suggest that if somebody's handling raw chicken and they have it over their cutting board, to either change out that cutting board as soon as they're done handling the chicken, or, you know, worst case scenario, wipe, flip, you know, if you absolutely have to, but preferably change out your cutting board. And the flexible cutting mats are perfect for that because you can stack them on your work surface, and you can use one for chicken, take it off, and you get a clean one right underneath. Great tip. All right, so I'm gonna take, now our grill pan is literally a double burner, so it's quite long. We have a grill press that goes with it. So if you're using regular chicken, raw chicken, you're gonna put your chicken down and you're gonna press your chicken. I'm gonna try it just briefly with this because I don't wanna smash it. So I am going to put this on here. And I'm gonna spread it out a little bit with my tongs. It's hot, it's hot. Basically, you use regular chicken strips, you're going to want to make sure that you cook it well on both sides, get those nice grill marks. There. Sauce up my hands. So we're gonna take this, and I'm using the small chef's tongs. You can use the large ones or the small ones, either one. They are made so that if you close it and turn it upside down, it locks in place, so you don't have to worry about it popping open on you. Turn it back upside down and it opens up. All right, so it's awesome. I'm gonna put the grill press on it just barely. I think it'll be all right. I just don't know how smushy they're going to be. All right, so we're gonna grill those just for a couple minutes. Now, we'd also, I've spiralized my onions and my cucumbers. I'll keep that handy because I have to move that here pretty quick. So, onions with the veggie spiralizer, really, really strong. All right, so, but it does a fantastic job. Look at this, isn't that gorgeous? I'm not a huge fan of onions, but hubby loves them. So, and then our cucumber, this is just an English cucumber that I've spiralized. And if you want the spiralizer, honestly, tell Pampered Chef you want it back, because this little doodad is amazing, and I was so sad when they took it out of the catalog. All right. So next we're going to, we're going to take our red onion and our cucumbers, and we're going to put those in a different bowl and toss those together with the lemon juice and yogurt, and we are going to make the rest of our dressing. So let me check on this really quick. All right, that's good. And when you heat up The press as well as the pan, you can actually cook both sides at the same time. So it's really handy for that because your press is nice and hot. You put that on top. You see this has already got dark spots on it just from the press being on top of it. So that's awesome. I'm gonna use a quick turn. Alrighty, that smells good. That smells really nice. I do have my pan kind of at an angle because the burner on the back of my stove is small, so it's kind of an angle here. There we go. Those are almost done. Almost done. All right, so let me get, here is our next step. I'm going to go ahead and start on the opposite side. I'm going to start heating up our naan. Now I just got regular naan. If you want to make your own, you can certainly do that and use that. I'm going to take my grill press. I'm going to take it out the way because we're not going to need that. I set that right over here. It is really hot, so you always want to make sure that you're careful. Okay. So I'm going to put a couple of these in here, nice and warm. And once they're warm, we're just going to put them in the make a foil pouch. Hey, come back here. Oh, this smells good, you guys. This smells so yummy. Honestly. Oh, yum. Oh, I did my other. That's my other bowl. All right. A little browning more on here, I think. I'll turn you back up. Like I said, you can do beef, you can do pork, you can do chicken, you can do shrimp, you know, whatever. And some folks have done turkey shawarma. Yeah, it works because you're going to get the flavor of the spices and your dressing, and that's what's going to really make the a sandwich. There we go. All right. So I think those are just about done. We're going to put those in here. I heat up another couple more of these, and then we're going to put everything together in our semis. And even though there's only 2 of us tonight, this is going to be lunch for tomorrow. Purposely have had enough lunches this week for hubby for Monday through Thursday. So tomorrow, shawarma. And probably tomorrow night too. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take these off because they don't take much longer. They're good. If you're cooking your chicken, you want to make sure that you use a thermometer, like our instant read thermometer, and you want to check the internal temperature and make sure that it's 165. There we go. Okay. Warm up one more because I don't want them to break as I fold them. There we go. All right, so we're gonna wrap. If you were making these ahead of time, you're gonna wrap your pita breads in some foil just to keep them warm while you finish warming up the rest. Then you're gonna go ahead and start stuffing. I'm gonna make the rest of the lemon juice. Let's see, a little more lemon juice and garlic. I'm gonna press my garlic with the garlic press. If you don't have a garlic press, this little doodad right here is awesome, awesome, awesome. It comes with this little I call it a Barbie hairbrush that helps clean out the little holes once you press your garlic. And did you know you don't even have to peel your garlic? It will press right through the skin. But if you prefer to peel your garlic and not put it through the press like that, all you have to do is your little garlic peeler. You pop your garlic in and you press it. You feel that crinkle and that crunch. And then, oops, I didn't do that one long enough. Roll it a few times and out comes your naked garlic. Completely peeled. Kids love this part. Seriously, they love to roll the garlic in the garlic peeler. All right, oops, let me turn these real quick. And we're gonna turn that down a little bit so that it'll be ready for our next, now it's got a bit of the root on it. Okay, we'll be ready for our next recipe. All right, so there's our garlic. Now I'm gonna press that. Both of them, you can put them both right in. And we're gonna press these right into the bowl. Just like that. Press down on the sides. And then we use the handle of the brush to go ahead and take that right off. Now, see all the garlic that's stuck in there? You're gonna take your little brush and you're gonna match up the holes with the pins on the brush and just push and it releases everything right inside. Then you can scrape that right out. Now, some of this you may want to use in your minced garlic. If not, you put it right in your garbage bowl. Garbage bowl? Yes, garbage bowl. Ta-da! This is our medium plastic mixing bowl and it works great for your cuttings and things like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And folks who know me know that I save all of my scraps because they go in a bag inside my freezer. And on Sunday, I make veggie broth. I don't let any of that go. All those bits, the onion skins, garlic skins, tomato trimmings, pepper trimmings, carrot peels, all of that goes right into there. And then it makes the best broth. So all the skins that are in my little peeler, we're gonna get rid of those right into the bowl because that's got lots of flavor. Lots of flavor. All right, so we are going to, get off my hands there. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit more lemon juice. I just wanna squeeze out just a tad. And again, you're not gonna load it this way. You're gonna load it this way. I'm gonna squeeze just a tad. That's a lot of juice. The other side didn't have near as much. All right, so we have our yogurt, we have our lemon juice. We're gonna add, let's see, and garlic. So our garlic, our lemon juice, and the rest of our yogurt. And I'm just gonna go ahead and plop all that in there. We're gonna stir it up. And this is, again, cashew-based yogurt. And those are nice and hot. There we go. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so we're gonna take the sauce and I'm gonna spread it on one side of our bread. Ooh, hot, 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 hot bread, hot bread. Okay, and then we're gonna add our chicken. We're gonna add some of our cucumbers. And this is gonna be for hubby, so I'm gonna add some of the onions. He loves onions. And we're gonna sprinkle some of our parsley. And there, add a couple more pieces of chicken. There is our shawarma. So easy. It goes a lot quicker if you're not talking. And so don't go by what I'm doing because I'm talking to you guys and explaining at the same time. So it will actually go a lot quicker. So let me give this to hubby because he's been waiting on dinner. Here you go. Gotta get your plate. There you go.
Here.
All right. You can come back and make another. All right, I'm going to wrap these up for right now. I'm going to keep those warm because I know he's going to come back. So I'm going to get all of this over here out the way. And then we're going to get started on our next recipe. And it is so yummy. These prep bowls are a lifesaver, you guys. This is our 1 cup prep bowls, and I love these. So much easier. And plus, as you saw earlier, they have lids. You can pop the lids right on and throw it right into, oh, you want hummus? I didn't even think about putting the hummus on there for him. It goes right into the fridge just like they are. So it's great. You got prep bowls and storage all in one. Hey, who doesn't love multi-purpose, right? So I'll set this over here for hubby. Put these back. So, what is your go-to? What do you like to normally cook every night? Or, you know, if you have standards that you do like every week, do you have theme nights, you know, meatloaf Monday, taco Tuesday kind of thing? What's your favorites? What's your go-tos? Alrighty. So, wipe down my board. All right. So wipe and flip this one out of the way. Actually, there. Okay, so our next recipe is also going to call for some more chicken. But we've got apples, carrots, baby spinach, some of our amazing smoky applewood seasoning, cranberries, grilled apple and spinach salad. And we're going to make a dressing tonight using a balsamic vinegar, Dijon mustard, maple syrup, and normally it would call for oil. Hubby and I don't do oil, so I'm going to add, instead of just the dark balsamic, I'm going to add some white balsamic just to stretch it a little bit. You can use rice wine vinegar. Honestly, we do our dressing like that all the time, and we never, ever have a problem with it being overpowering, like really super, super vinegary. With all the spices and everything that are in there, it really makes it kind of a nice, tart. It doesn't take much at all. So literally we take maybe a tablespoon and a half for a jar salad. So it's really not bad at all. And the oil, you're cutting down your fat calories, so works like a charm, right? All right, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and spritz the other end of my pan using my kitchen spritzer. I didn't do that at the beginning because I had already done it before. So I'm gonna pump my spritzer up a little bit, just so it gets a little bit of resistance, and then I'm going to spray. Give it a little spritz. All right, now kitchen spritzer, if you use a kitchen spritzer, you wanna make sure that you release the pressure every time you get done with it. Don't ever store oil in it, pressurized. That can actually damage it, and helps clog it too. So it has a fill line, clear window, so you can see exactly where your oil is. You can do infused oils. You have to be very careful so that it doesn't get sucked up into the little thing. The other option too is actually it's for oil or vinegar. It actually has a measuring cup on the top of it. You just squeeze the top and it pushes the oil up in until the measurement's reached. So you can use it for oil or vinegar or any kind of liquid that you use frequently. Another thing I want to talk to you about meal planning is using a meal planning template. So it's easy to keep things on track so that you don't get sidetracked when you're planning your meals for the week. Something like this one you can actually use for the days of the week. You put your meals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or however many days you want. The ingredients that you need to use this week, if you have key ingredients or multiple recipes with the same ingredients, you have 3 recipes with onions, you have 4 recipes with or carrots or celery or something, make sure that you account for that when you plan your meals and your shopping list. And it makes it much easier if you have this, you have it written down, you know exactly what you're going to have each day of the week. And then if you need to, you can put a star or an asterisk or put things that are going to perish earliest on the first part of the week. Okay, so if anything happens, you get sidetracked, you know you've got a day or 2 left for that item, if you know that it's going to expire. So you want to get that during the first part of the week. So planner helps, truly, truly helps, absolutely. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do with our salad, we have, again, the boneless, skinless chicken breast. And you can do that with regular chicken. I like to get regular chicken breasts when I was eating chicken, and I would just slice them in half and butterfly them, because sometimes the chicken breasts that you get in the store, they're so huge, especially when you're buying a family pack. They're like super, super thick. That makes it really hard to cook thoroughly and evenly. You got one that's skinny, and of course the end of the chicken breast is always so much thinner. So using our close and cut would be a great way to cut a thick chicken breast in half in no time. Obviously, I don't have chicken breast here to show you. I use it a lot of times, even though we don't eat meat. I use it for grapes. I use it for grape tomatoes. You can use it for mushrooms, all kinds of things to get a nice, clean, even cut. And it's just really awesome. So maybe I'll demo that again one of these days. I haven't done that one in a while. So we're going to go ahead and get our apples. We've got, calls for 2 medium Gala apples. I don't have Galas. I've got Empires, and they'll work in a pinch. And they're kind of on the smallish side. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3. All right, so our grill pan is still hot. I am going to take our apple wedger, okay, quarter and wedger. Really awesome, a little tool. It comes with a plastic case, goes on the bottom, so it keeps it from cutting your fingers while it's in the drawer and you're looking for something else. So all we're gonna do, and this is great for kids too, a little older kids, to learn how to do their own apples when they want a snack, okay? So we're just gonna push down. And then the thing, put this back on, upside down, and just press. Maybe. It's not gonna look great. There, rock it back and forth. Okay, so we got our wedges. Pull those out. And take out your core. Put that in the bucket. That will probably go in the compost bin. Now, if you're going to do a lot of apples at one time, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you go ahead and spritz them with a little bit of lemon juice or some citric acid. So, around. There we go. Ta-da. I've actually had people leave them connected and dip them in batter and deep fry. A fried apple, so good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, then we're gonna go ahead and load up our grill. That one's stubborn. Very stubborn. All right. Here we go. Ta-da. So we're gonna start putting these back here on the back. And basically, you just want to cook them long enough to get some grill marks. You can cut them in smaller pieces if you want. Once they're done, if they're going to cook, they're going to soften up a little bit. On the other part of the grill, or the grill, yeah, that's a grill. I'm going to go ahead and pop the chicken, so we'll get that going too. And just like before, I'm going to go ahead and use the grill press just slightly. It's pretty much cooled off from our previous. All right, so let that sit for a minute. We're going to need all of that, so I'm going to set this aside. That's going to be some snaps. Now we're going to go ahead and peel our carrot and get that shredded. So normally you would go ahead and cook your meat for like 3 to 5 minutes per side, depending upon how hot your stovetop is. And just make sure that it's done completely. Like I said, if you've got some thicker pieces, go ahead and just use a thermometer, like our Easy Read thermometer. And just double check your temperature, make sure it's completely done. It will continue to cook a little bit while it rests. So, alrighty. So, this is one of our little peelers. This is actually part of a set of 3, and they're really super, super sharp. I will tell you, this tiny little thing will peel a butternut squash with ease. I was shocked. Could not believe it. But it's got a little cover that goes over the top of it so that when you wash it and you get done, put it in your drawer, you don't have to worry about hitting your fingers on the open blade. All right. So in the bowl those go. And I'm going to use the large side of my double-sided grater, and I'm going to put this right into my bowl. And I just want little chunks. I just want little chunks of carrots in this salad. We're not really going to grate it really with a stupid fine. We just want chunks. And I will tell you, these things are sharp, so you want to be very, very careful. I'll get over here where you can see what I'm doing here. I've got just little chunks of carrots. So that'll be perfect. Okay, that's as far as I get. There we go. Now, this actually is 2 pieces, and it fits together quite nicely. It lines up. There's ridges on here, so it will line up quite nicely. And it just clips together. So you can use it as a stand and grate it that way, or you can take it apart and use only one side. My towel, wipe my hands. All right, so we've got our carrots grated, our apples. We'll go ahead and take our little tongs. There we are. I'm going to turn these apples. Oh, not yet. They're not quite ready yet. I'm going to turn that back burner up just a tad. And let me see. Hey, sweetie. Can you move here? Come here. I used them all. Yeah, apples aren't quite ready. I'm going to go ahead and take our press off. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and turn those a little bit. Whoopie doopie. Tongs. See what we're doing here. I think I'm going to turn that back up just a tad now. There we go. Almost. Almost. All right. Okay, so we've got our carrots. We're going to put our, on there for me. We're going to put our cranberries in. Oh, get out of there. And I forgot to put our smoky applewood seasoning on there. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that on my chicken right now. My faux chicken. One of the things I do want to tell you, our spice blends, they do not have any additives. They don't have any anti-caking agents in there, so they are just the real deal. Okay, so you just get spices in there. Some people find that if they're in a humid environment, that they cake up quite quickly. So what I try to do, I recommend that you leave this seal on. When you need to use it, fold it back, put your cap back on, screw it down, and you can shake out what you need. When you're done, take the cap off and fold it back over. Because there's no little silica packs in here. There's no yuck. It's just real spices. All right, so I'm going to shake some of this out here now, because I totally forgot about it. And that's part of the salad. So there we go. Oh, it smells so good. It's applewood, kind of a barbecue-y, but not quite barbecue-y kind of thing. Wow. Almost, but it's not super powering like a barbecue sauce. It's just that woodsy, smoky flavor. Oh, yummo. So those are just about done. See, our apples are still. I'm going to turn up the back just a little bit more and try to get those. They're just starting to get grill marks. Just starting. I can pick that up. There you can see it. You can cut these thin if you want. You can do thinner slices. You can do rings. You can do whatever you want. And that's the great thing, because you can literally customize any recipe to suit your needs, your style, your taste. I usually try to do a recipe the very first time exactly like it's written if I can. Of course, depending upon the meat thing. If it's got meat, I have that. So I won't do meat. And stay away from dairy. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, they're just starting to. Nice. Okay, these are just about done. So I'm going to turn the front half of this burner down a little bit. That's the great thing about the double burner grill. You can turn part of it down. You don't have to worry about, one side continuing to cook if you don't need it to. Oh, yum. Guys, this is really smelling good. I mean, I like the shawarma. Shawarma smells really, really good, but I think I like this a little better already. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put all that in here in just a minute. We're going to let our apples cook for another minute or two, and in the meantime, we're going to make our dressing. I'm going to use my Measure Mix and Pour. This is great for dressings, homemade dressings, or vinaigrettes. If you like an olive oil dressing with oil, you can obviously, it actually has a recipe right on it. Perfect. Since we're not using oil, we're going to use a little bit extra balsamic vinegar. So first off, we need 2.5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And where's my little, I lost my little one. There it is. This is our little petite measure-all, and you can do solid measurements or liquid, either one. This has ounces, tablespoons, teaspoons, and milliliters on it, so it's like a good all-around measuring cup. So we need 2.5, so we're going to go right there. There we go. There's our 2.5 of our balsamic. That's our dark balsamic. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of a white balsamic. You can use, again, rice wine vinegar. It's very mild. It's not going to be super, super powerful. Oh, this apple smells good. So 2 tablespoons. And that'll give me a little stretch and power with it. There we go. I said it's not going to be super overpowering either. We're going to do a tablespoon of maple syrup. And that's about all I have it left in this little bitty bottle. So we use maple syrup for a sweetener versus a regular processed sugar. Okay, so there's my 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And then a half a tablespoon of Dijon. And I knew that was going to do that because I had it sitting upside down too long. It's like the very, very end of the bottle. We go through a lot of Dijon. So I'm going to use my solid size. And we're going to put this up to 1 tablespoon mark. There it is right there. I've used this one so much it's hard to see. Almost gone. There we go. Okay, and we just push the plunger. And there we go. All right. Okay, so there is that. And it calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I don't typically use salt, so we'll skip that one. My hands are sticky from the syrup here. There we go. All right. I'm just going to put the lid on. Now, press down here and it opens it to pour. Keep it closed. Now I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. And that's all we need to do. Easy peasy. So I'm going to take our chicken. I'm going to pop it in our bowl. I'll get our spinach out of the fridge. Ooh, that's hot, hot, hot. Now the heat from this chicken is going to start to wilt the spinach a little bit. So you can, if you don't care for wilted spinach, you could certainly go ahead and hold that and just put it in your bowl or on your plates, and then add your spinach later. So I'm just going to toss these around a little bit. Our apples are just starting to sear. Oops. Hey, we're live here, guys. Yeah, we're live, totally. You guys know, every time you watch me, there's going to be something. Either I'm going to knock something over, I'm going to drop something, or I'm going to spill something. It never fails. I've never, ever done a live where I've not done one of those 3 things. All right, so let's go ahead and pop these right in. They're starting to get nice and soft-ish. So I think that's perfect. And escaping apples. There we go. So we're going to turn this off, off. Okay. Toss this up a little bit. And then we're going to add our dressing. There we go, just a little bit. It's going to have a lot of flavor. Spinach. Oh, I almost forgot the snap peas. We've got the snap peas as well. I almost forgot those, guys. It's what you get for putting things in the fridge and forgetting to come back out and get them. I get everything ready so far ahead of time, and then it's like, oops, snap peas. Guys, you want snap peas too. So we're going to take our snap peas. And I'm just going to cut the tips off. going to cut them in half. Okay. And again, all those bits are going to go in the bowl. Some of those are small. Just cut them in half. Some people don't mind the ends. Some people do. So do your preference, you know, whatever you prefer. If the ends are not really crazy hard and you don't mind having the ends on there, go ahead and pop them in your bowl. I'm the kind of person that I eat these right out of the garden. I mean, literally, if I'm growing snap peas, it's like, it's fair game. It's like, go weed the garden and have dinner at the same time. I'm all about that. All right, so we get those in there. So you can put as much as you like or as little as you like, whatever. I'm gonna leave those because they're kind of small. And I'll just cut that one out. Do a few more. And then our spinach. And we'll just give it a little toss. I think this is gonna be lunch tomorrow, y'all. For me, hubby's probably gonna have shawarma and I'm gonna have a salad. These literally are some so super simple recipes. They really are. And so easy to change up. We've got tons of recipes on my website. So if you are ever stuck and you just want to change things up a little bit, you're just tired of doing the same old all the time, absolutely give me a shout. Tell me a type of food that you're looking for and I'll make some suggestions. I'll get you some recipes, whatever you need. Got questions about products? Go ahead and pop them in the chat or, you know, message me, call me, you know. I work a full-time job during the day, and so I may not be able to get back to you immediately, but I'll get back to you. Guaranteed, I will get back to you. And then whatever you need information on, I'll get it. So if I don't know it, I know where to find it. I have a fantastic team. My upline is absolutely amazing. I can reach out to them anytime I need to. Or my national executive director if I need to. You know, we've got plenty of options. I love doing these parties. I love cooking. So I really wish that I had found this a long time ago. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, when the casino shut down at the height of the pandemic, I needed a job. I needed something to bring in some money to help us stay afloat because, of course, my hubby and I both work there. So both of us getting laid off. It's kind of like, oh, hey, this is going to get your attention. And I knew it was not going to be nice for the budget. So it's like, I need something. So I decided to give Pampered Chef a try. I have done other multi-level marketing, other direct sales, and never, ever, ever had as much success with them as I have Pampered Chef. In fact, I don't think hubby spoke to me for 3 days after I signed up because I didn't tell him at first. It's like, oops. But he actually kind of enjoys it now. He does lives with me sometimes. So every now and then I can get him to come in the kitchen and cook live with me. So it's kind of fun. But literally, it's a fantastic company. It's done wonders for so many people, including myself. First 2 years, I won trips. I won a trip to the Bahamas. I won a trip, you know, to Grapevine, Texas, to a really fantastic winery. So it's not something that is going to pay you in products. It pays you in real cash money, plus all kinds of free products, and you know, it's like crazy. I've got so many things. I literally cleaned out my kitchen. Everything that's not Pampered Chef is not here. So I don't have anything in here anymore that's not Pampered Chef. Maybe a mason jar. Maybe a mason jar, that's about it. All right, this is the last of our peas. Get a couple more chips off of there. And again, all of that's gonna go right into my bowl, and it's gonna make some absolutely amazing, amazing broth this weekend. All right, so now we have our baby spinach. And you can decide how you want to do it. If you like to take your spinach, put it through a salad spinner, I'm going to take off these tips, the stems, you can do that. Pre-washed salad, if you trust it, go ahead and do your thing. Do whatever works for you, whatever works for your family. I don't like the long stems. I don't like biting them, so I feel like I get stuck in my throat. So I'm that stem breaker offer person. So just clean it however you want to. Run it through a salad spinner. Do whatever is nice. If you want to chop it a little bit, you can chop it. If the leaves are really, really big, go ahead and give it a quick chop. Nothing hurts. I don't want to get too close to that. This thing's still hot. Do what you like. If you don't like baby spinach, try a romaine. Or, even with this, a Napa cabbage would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. The texture and the flavors, that crunch. Oh, I'm going to have to try that next time. I think Napa cabbage is going to be my go-to for this. I like spinach. I love spinach. I don't care for it cooked, but boy, I love it raw. So, yeah. So, what's your favorite salad? Do you guys have a favorite? Do you like salad? What's your go-to green? Is it iceberg, romaine, spring mix? I like kale. People are like, ooh, kale. Yeah, kale's yummy. A lot of people have got this phobia about kale because they think, oh, kale's nasty. Everybody says kale's nasty, so it's got to be nasty. Trust me, it's not. I thought that way for a long time. But kale is very tough. So when you get your kale, make sure that you pull it all off the spine of the leaf. It's got that really big spine, kind of like a collard green. You're going to pull that off. And then give it a rough chop and then just rub it. Just grab it and rub it. Let's say massage the kale. Yes, massage the kale. Because that takes out that toughness, some of that toughness and that bitterness that you might have with it. It's not like mustard greens or, anything like that. It's not anything that bitter. But the texture is really tough. So when you massage it, you break up the fibers a little bit. And it makes it much easier, much more palatable. So if you've got some young kale, it's not as bad. It's not as tough. But your larger bunches of kale can be pretty tough. Depends on where they get them. If they're older, if they're coming from South America or if they're here stateside. And if it's like the young organic, then it's a little different. Kale grows really fast. It really does fast. So I think that's going to be good for me. Those are short. Oh, I missed that one. All right, so I'm just going to get this out of the way. I'm just doing this quickly for time's sake. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to toss it a little bit so we can get some of that good stuff all in that dressing. And I'm going to hit this one more time with our dressing. Oh my gosh, you guys, you got to smell this. I wish I had smell-o-vision. Seriously? Oh, so I'm gonna give it just a little bit more dressing. I don't want too much because I don't want it to really just like turn to goo overnight. So there we go. Oh, this may not last overnight because I may eat it all night. You guys, this is awesome. All right, so there we go. There is our our salad. So stinking easy to do. All right, apples. You've got spinach. You've got your chicken, in my case, faux chicken. Cranberries, snap peas, carrots. Yummo. What's not to love, right? And a great balsamic dressing. So easy to put together. And it's not, I mean, if you're using chicken, it's going to probably be cheaper than my faux chicken. I'm going to tell you, but faux chicken for us is a treat. It's not something that we do all the time, but I wanted to do it for this recipe so you show the grill pan and how easy it is to use. So it would be a little less cost prohibitive probably with regular. I don't know. I haven't bought chicken in so long. I don't even know how much it costs anymore. So I think it's been about almost 3.5 years since we've bought chicken or any meat for that matter. So I don't even look at the prices anymore. Anywho, that's it. That's all there is. It's so easy to do. Products that I use tonight, I will give you a rundown if anybody has any questions about them, whether it's the grill pan or the grater, you know, my bowls, you know, my glass mixing bowls, this amazing garbage bowl, mixing bowl. Yeah. Comes in 3 sizes now. Used to be just the one size, and now they got a baby one, and then they got the really big one. So it is awesome. And of course, our smoky applewood. Guys, I gotta tell you what, this is really, really yummy in a barbecue chicken pizza braid. Oh, I use jackfruit, but a barbecue chicken pizza braid. Or, yeah, pizza braid, yeah. So I will share the recipe for that one of these days. Anywho, that's it. Does anybody have any questions or they have any comments or anything? You can pop them in. I can't see chats on my phone, so I have no clue. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and clean up and portion out some lunches for tomorrow and dinner. So, and I'm going to eat my dinner. All right, my yummy salad. All right, guys, have a great one. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure to get to cook for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want the recipes, comment below, and I'll slide them to you. All right, have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.